When I was 15 years old, I moved on my own. I basically survived for the next 2 years by the kindness and love of friends' families, friends' parents. People took me in, loved me, took care of me. I never wanted for any food. I never wanted for shelter. I felt loved. I felt safe in a time that was probably not likely. It's not a time you should feel safe, but I felt safe. And so when I got married and we decided to buy a house, one of the requirements for the house was we had one daughter at the time, and I wanted it to be big enough for us to be able to do foster care. I wanted to give back. If nothing else, we weren't planning on adopting anybody. I just wanted to give some teenagers or some kids a safe place, a place that they felt that they were loved and cared for and that they mattered. I wanted to give what I had. And so that's why we decided to start foster care. So we got Emmanuel when he was 11, and he was just this shy, bashful little boy. We started having visits with his family, so his 5 other siblings. He had 1 sister and 4 other brothers, and so we got to know them a little bit. And eventually I started talking to his sister, and his sister was telling me about the situation in the home that she was in, and it wasn't the best home. And that does stink. I know there's a lot of stereotypes about foster parents and foster kids, and unfortunately they fell into that stereotype where they weren't taking care of the children. So I offered Danita an ear and someone to talk to, but also on the back end I was trying to make sure that their caseworker knew what was going on in the home. And eventually she decided to come and live with us. So we got his sister, who at the time was 14. So we had a pretty rough few years in between their mother relinquishing rights and doing the whole court thing and that whole mess of were they going to go home, were they not going to go home, was she going to pull it together. In the end, she decided to give them up. And so they were eligible for adoption at that point. So at this point, you have 1.5 years, almost 2 years in with these kids, and you have this bond and this love, and they're your kids. They almost from day one, they were our kids. They were part of the family. That was what I wanted. I wanted them to feel like they're part of the family. So I didn't treat them any differently. We adopted because there's really no giving them back. There's no sending them to another family. There's no putting them in foster care forever. There's no letting them age out of the system. They're your family. You're gonna adopt them. So now my 2 oldest are 18 and 21, and they are doing amazing. My other 3 biological children they've never not known them because they've been in our family since we've had them, so they know nothing different. Our life would have been completely different without them, and that would have sucked. So is it something that I would recommend? I would. You have to go into it knowing it's going to be extremely difficult. You will cry, you will have anxiety, your stomach will be in knots a lot, but in the end, will it be something that you regret? Probably not. So do I recommend it? I do. I feel like we had a success story, but I feel like any story could be a success story if you try, if you don't give up on these kids, because what child does not want to be in a home that loves them, in a family that loves them? And they might give you crap along the way, but what child doesn't want that? So yes, it is worth it, and I would do it in an instant again.